Most buyers chase horsepower. Experienced riders chase the moment when a bike stops feeling expensive to own. Insurance, tires, maintenance, and simple daily use all matter more than the number on a brochure. Right now, that balance is getting harder to find as entry prices climb and basic models quietly disappear. A few Hondas still sit in that sweet spot. But not all of them are obvious, and not all of them are smart. In this video, we're breaking down the 12 cheapest Honda bikes you should buy now in 2026, ranked from 12 to 1. Watch till the end, because one of these looks basic and ends up being the smartest buy on the list. Number 12. Honda S CL500. There comes a point when wrestling 800 or 900 pounds through a tight back road stops feeling heroic and starts feeling unnecessary. A lighter machine begins to make sense, especially when the miles behind you outnumber the miles ahead. That is where the SCL500 earns attention. It carries the look of a scrambler, yet beneath the high-mounted exhaust and upright bars sits a proven street twin that has already earned a reputation for steady reliability. On pavement, the throttle feels linear and honest. There is no sudden surge, no complicated ride modes, just a predictable pull that rewards smooth inputs. The seating position keeps your spine upright without forcing your arms wide, and the suspension has enough travel to shrug off broken asphalt and gravel shoulders. It is the kind of motorcycle that invites you to take the long way home without demanding recovery time the next morning. Steel and gravel are only part of the equation, because the motorcycle ahead trades scrambler stance for long-distance wind protection and extended fuel range, proving that lighter weight can still carry a rider far beyond familiar pavement. The Honda SCL500 produces approximately 46.6 horsepower from a 471 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled parallel twin engine, delivering 31.7 pound-feet of torque. It is equipped with a single 296mm front disc and a rear disc with anti-lock braking system. Curb weight is 419 pounds. Seat height is 31.1 inches. And the starting price is $6,799. Experience teaches that manageable weight extends riding years. Simpler machines reduce strain on wrists and knees, letting seasoned riders focus on scenery rather than recovery. Practical engineering often matters more than prestige badges, when the goal is steady miles and lasting enjoyment. Number 11. Honda CRF 300L Rally. Some roads turn to gravel without warning. Others were never paved to begin with. When pavement ends and the map fades into thin lines, a lighter machine with long legs starts to look like common sense. The CRF 300L Rally was built for that kind of riding. It carries wind protection and extra fuel capacity without pretending to be a heavyweight globetrotter. Out on rural highways, the Rally settles into a steady rhythm that favors patience over speed. The fairing takes pressure off your chest, and the taller stance gives a clear view over traffic and fence lines. Drop it on a rocky trail, and you are not calling 3 friends to lift it. That alone matters, as shoulders and knees remind you they are no longer 25. Pavement comfort matters, yet a more street-focused machine waits ahead, built for riders who prefer clean lines, steady throttle response, and everyday practicality without climbing into oversized adventure territory or sacrificing mechanical simplicity. The Honda CRF 300L Rally produces approximately 27 horsepower from a 286 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 19.6 pound-feet of torque. It features a single front disc with anti-lock braking system and a rear disc supported by a long-travel inverted front fork and Pro-Link rear shock. Curb weight is 333 pounds for the standard ABS model, seat height is 35.2 inches, and the starting price is $6,499. Long stretches of highway reward predictable engines and relaxed posture. Riders who have logged decades in the saddle understand that fatigue arrives quietly. Choosing balance over bravado keeps confidence high and maintenance straightforward through changing seasons and aging joints. If this list is opening your eyes to smarter, lower-cost Hondas in 2026, take a second to like the video, subscribe for straight rider-focused breakdowns, and share your experience below about which affordable bike still delivers real-world value. Number 10. Honda CB500F. Not every solid motorcycle needs chrome, floorboards, or a trunk full of speakers. Sometimes a straightforward standard with a willing twin-cylinder engine does the job better than something twice its size. The CB500F falls squarely into that category. It carries no pretense, no excessive electronics, and no styling meant to chase trends. What you get instead is balance. Around town, the CB500F feels composed and predictable. The riding position keeps your back neutral and your knees comfortable, even after an afternoon of errands or a few hours carving through country highways. The throttle response is clean and linear, never abrupt. It does not try to intimidate, yet it never feels underpowered in real-world riding. For many experienced riders, that kind of honesty carries more value than raw numbers on paper. Smooth twins have their place, though reduced weight and sharper geometry define the machine approaching, offering a leaner feel for those who value agility over bulk while still demanding honest engineering and predictable behavior. The Honda CB500 EVF produces approximately 46.9 horsepower from a 471 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled parallel twin engine, delivering 31.7 pound-feet of torque. It is equipped with dual front discs and a rear disc with anti-lock braking system. Curb weight is 416 pounds, seat height is 31.1 inches, and the starting price is $6,499. There is satisfaction in controlling a motorcycle rather than wrestling it. A lighter frame encourages deliberate inputs and cleaner cornering lines. Confidence grows when the machine responds faithfully, reinforcing skills built over thousands of careful, experienced miles. If you're thinking about buying one of these, check out the description for the gear and accessories that protect you and keep ownership simple. Number 9. Honda CB300R. There is something to be said for a motorcycle that feels lighter the moment you lift it off the stand. As years stack up and shoulders remind you of old injuries, shaving pounds becomes more important than chasing bragging rights. The CB300R understands that reality. It strips things down to what matters: clean lines, minimal bodywork, and a responsive single-cylinder engine that favors balance over bulk. Out on the road, the CB300R rewards smooth throttle and steady inputs. It is not about straight-line dominance, it is about control and confidence in everyday riding. The upright posture keeps pressure off your wrists, and the narrow chassis makes slow-speed maneuvering almost effortless. For experienced riders who have spent decades managing heavier machines, that ease feels refreshing rather than compromising. Lightweight brings a certain freedom back into the ride. Low seat height builds confidence, yet compact heritage enters the picture next, showing how reduced scale can extend riding years without stripping away the mechanical involvement seasoned riders still respect and expect. The Honda CB300R produces approximately 31 horsepower from a 286 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 20 pound-feet of torque. It features a front disc and rear disc with anti-lock braking system. Curb weight is 317 pounds, seat height is 31.5 inches, and the starting price is $5,149. Flat footing at stops removes doubt and eases strain on aging hips. A relaxed stance encourages daily riding instead of occasional outings. Practical ergonomics quietly protect long-term comfort, allowing seasoned riders to remain steady and self-assured. Number 8. Honda Rebel 300. Flat feet at a stoplight bring a certain kind of confidence that never goes out of style. As years add perspective and maybe a few aches, The appeal of a low seat and relaxed reach becomes practical rather than flashy. The Rebel 300 was designed around that understanding. It carries a cruiser silhouette without unnecessary bulk, keeping things simple and approachable. Rolling through town, the Rebel 300 delivers steady, predictable power that favors smooth throttle over sudden rush. The low center of gravity makes slow maneuvers easy, whether you are navigating a parking lot or easing through traffic. The riding position keeps your back neutral and your arms within comfortable reach, which matters after a few hours in the saddle. For seasoned riders who have owned heavier machines, that lighter feel can extend riding years rather than limit them. Retro charm alone never earns garage space, so a distinctive steel-framed alternative stands ready, blending visual nostalgia with modern braking and suspension to create something practical rather than purely sentimental. The Honda Rebel 300 produces approximately 27.2 horsepower from a 286 cubic centimeter liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 19.6 pound-feet of torque. It is equipped with a front disc and rear disc with anti-lock braking system. Curb weight is 370 pounds for the ABS version. Seat height is 27.2 inches. And the starting price is $4,849. Heritage means little without dependability. Mechanical simplicity paired with updated safety systems keeps nostalgia grounded in present-day usability. Riders who value both history and reliability recognize when design supports function instead of distracting from it. Number 7. Honda Monkey. Sometimes the simplest machine in the garage ends up being the one you ride the most. Not because it is the fastest or the most powerful, but because it asks so little from you. The Monkey carries that kind of appeal. Its small proportions and classic styling pull you back to an era when motorcycles were straightforward, mechanical, and built for uncomplicated enjoyment. On short trips, the Monkey feels approachable in a way that larger machines cannot match. The upright posture keeps your back straight, and the low weight makes it easy to roll out of a shed or load into a truck bed. Around campgrounds, small towns, or quiet neighborhoods, it becomes more tool than toy. Seasoned riders often discover that lighter bikes extend their time on two wheels rather than shorten it. Ease of handling matters, especially when joints have seen decades of riding. Style eventually gives way to utility, as a trail-focused machine appears with racks and gearing designed for dirt paths, fence lines, and rural property where reliability outweighs outright speed or flash. In these environments, durability matters more than acceleration figures. A steady engine, practical mounting points, and forgiving suspension create confidence far from pavement. Riders who understand working landscapes appreciate machines built to serve rather than impress. The Honda Monkey produces approximately 9.3 horsepower from a 125 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 8.1 pound-feet of torque. It features front and rear disc brakes with anti-lock braking system, supported by an inverted front fork and twin rear shocks. Curb weight is 231 pounds. Seat height is 30.5 inches. And the starting price is $4,349. Work-focused motorcycles earn respect through consistency. Carrying tools, supplies, or simple provisions demands sturdy construction. Riders accustomed to maintaining their own equipment appreciate machines that tolerate dust, uneven terrain, and long stretches away from pavement. If you respect practical machines that still make sense in today's market, subscribe now for honest motorcycle analysis built for experienced riders who value reliability, smart spending, and real-world performance over marketing hype and inflated price tags. Number 6. Honda Dax 125. There is a certain satisfaction in a machine that looks unconventional yet proves itself dependable. Steel frames, exposed lines, and minimal bodywork speak to an era when durability mattered more than flash. The Dax 125 leans into that philosophy with its pressed steel backbone that doubles as a fuel tank. It is compact, yes, but it feels substantial in a way that plastic-heavy designs often do not. At lower speeds, the DAX 125 offers a relaxed experience that does not demand constant clutch work. The semi-automatic transmission removes strain from aging hands while still preserving the feel of shifting through gears. That balance between ease and engagement makes it practical for neighborhood riding, campground loops, or short errands where a larger motorcycle would feel excessive. For riders who have spent decades managing heavier machines, that kind of simplicity becomes a welcome change rather than a compromise. Rugged terrain capability remains important, yet urban heritage takes center stage with a platform that has carried generations, emphasizing dignity, ease of mounting, and everyday reliability over aggressive stance. That enduring design reflects decades of refinement rather than constant reinvention. Riders who value practicality recognize the advantage of proven engineering that asks little and delivers consistently. Familiar ergonomics and predictable performance quietly support daily riding without unnecessary complexity. The Honda DAX 125 produces approximately 9.3 horsepower from a 125 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 8.1 pound-feet of torque. It is equipped with front and rear disc brakes with anti-lock braking system. Curb weight is 236 pounds. Seat height is 30.3 inches, and the starting price is $4,199. A long history often signals durable engineering. When a design survives decades of production, it reflects trust earned worldwide. Experienced riders understand that proven platforms usually deliver predictable ownership and minimal surprises. Number 5. Honda Trail 125. When pavement gives way to dirt and the sound of traffic fades behind you, capability matters more than displacement. A machine that can climb a rutted path or cross a shallow creek without drama earns its place in any seasoned rider's garage. The Trail 125 carries that practical spirit forward, drawing from decades of small displacement utility bikes that proved their worth on farms and remote routes. At low speeds, the Trail 125 feels steady and composed. The upright posture keeps your view clear, and the wide handlebars offer leverage when the ground gets loose. The semi-automatic transmission reduces fatigue, especially for riders who prefer less strain on the left hand. With a rear rack built to carry gear, it becomes more than a weekend novelty. It serves as transportation around property, campgrounds, or rural back roads where bigger touring machines simply feel out of place. Classic step-through design tells one story, though compact street energy surfaces ahead, centered on a clutch lever and nimble frame that encourage skill refinement without demanding heavyweight commitment. For riders who have spent decades on larger machines, a lighter platform can sharpen coordination and throttle control without overwhelming the senses. It invites deliberate practice in tight spaces, reinforcing fundamentals that keep confidence steady and reactions precise. The Honda Trail 125 produces approximately 8.7 horsepower from a 125 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 8.1 pound-feet of torque. It features a front disc with anti-lock braking system and a rear disc supported by a telescopic front fork and twin rear shocks. Curb weight is 259 pounds. Seat height is 31.5 inches, and the starting price is $4,099. Staying sharp on two wheels requires practice. Lightweight machines provide room to refine braking control and throttle discipline without excessive consequence. Veteran riders recognize that continued skill development protects both confidence and longevity. Number 4. Honda Super Cub C 125. Some machines earn respect not through horsepower, but through history. Long before large touring rigs filled highways, small step-through motorcycles carried workers, students, and soldiers across continents. The Super Cub C125 carries that lineage forward with a design that has barely needed revision because it was right from the start. Swinging a leg is not required here. The step-through frame allows an easy mount, which becomes more valuable with each passing year. The seating position keeps your back upright and your knees relaxed, making short rides feel natural rather than cramped. Around town, the Super Cub C125 moves quietly and efficiently, slipping through traffic without demanding attention. It may not thunder like a big twin, yet it delivers a steady rhythm that encourages daily use instead of occasional outings. Skill practice has its merits. Still, a larger chassis returns shortly, bringing traditional suspension travel and field-serviceable mechanics for riders who value straightforward maintenance above electronic complexity. For many experienced riders, the appeal lies in accessible components and predictable systems rather than software updates and layered menus. A familiar layout encourages confidence when repairs are needed, and that reassurance keeps ownership grounded in practical knowledge rather than specialized equipment. The Honda Super Cub C125 produces approximately 9.7 horsepower from a 125 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 7.4 pound-feet of torque. It is equipped with front and rear disc brakes with anti-lock braking system, supported by a telescopic front fork and twin rear shocks. Curb weight is 240 pounds, seat height is 30.7 inches, and the starting price is $3,899. Mechanical access matters when tools are familiar companions. Air cooling and uncomplicated layouts reduce dependence on specialized diagnostics. Riders who grew up adjusting valves and cables appreciate motorcycles that welcome hands-on attention. Number 3. Honda Grom. Not every ride needs open highways and sweeping curves. Sometimes a tight city block or an empty parking lot becomes the proving ground. The Grom fits that environment with a compact frame and a manual gearbox that keeps the rider engaged. It may be small, yet it offers a full clutch and a traditional shift pattern, which preserves the fundamentals many riders learned decades ago. On short commutes or quick errands, the Grom feels light and responsive. The low weight makes it easy to maneuver through traffic or reposition in a crowded garage. It is also forgiving at low speeds, allowing experienced riders to practice slow control without wrestling a heavy machine. For those who have spent years on large touring motorcycles, that manageable scale can feel refreshing. It invites skill refinement rather than brute force. Mechanical simplicity anchors that machine, yet absolute affordability claims the spotlight, lowering the financial barrier further while preserving street legality and daily usefulness in a way few motorcycles manage. When purchase price stays grounded, ownership feels less like a commitment and more like a choice. Fewer complications mean fewer surprises, and that steadiness encourages consistent riding. Practical design, reasonable cost, and dependable function combine to keep the road accessible. The Honda Grom produces approximately 9.7 horsepower from a 125 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 8.1 pound-feet of torque. It features front and rear disc brakes with anti-lock braking system, supported by an inverted front fork and rear monoshock. Curb weight is 227 pounds. Seat height is 30 inches. And the starting price is $3,599. Keeping expenses reasonable preserves freedom. Lower purchase costs free resources for travel, maintenance, or family priorities. Experienced riders understand that financial flexibility often sustains riding longer than horsepower figures. Number 2. Honda XR 150L. Not every dependable motorcycle needs fuel injection, ride modes, or a screen the size of a tablet. Sometimes simplicity is the real luxury. A basic air-cooled single, a steel frame, and a manual choke still have their place, especially for riders who understand the value of mechanical access. The XR1 50L stays close to that philosophy, offering straightforward design without unnecessary complication. Out on secondary roads or across open property, the XR150L feels purposeful rather than flashy. The upright seating keeps visibility high, and the long travel suspension handles potholes, gravel, and uneven ground without protest. For those who have spent decades maintaining their own machines, the ability to reach components easily and service them without specialized tools carries weight. This is a motorcycle built to be used, not admired from a distance. Cost matters, though the final message rests on independence itself, reminding seasoned riders that freedom is measured less by displacement and more by the ability to ride whenever the urge calls. A modest machine that starts every morning and asks little in return often delivers more lasting satisfaction than a larger, more complicated motorcycle burdened by expense. Real value reveals itself in reliability, simplicity, and the confidence to keep riding. The Honda XR150L produces approximately 12.4 horsepower from a 149 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 9.4 pound-feet of torque. It is equipped with a front disc and rear drum braking system, supported by a telescopic front fork and rear monoshock. Curb weight is 282 pounds, seat height is 32.8 inches, and the starting price is $3,299. True independence shows in everyday choices. A motorcycle that starts reliably and demands little encourages spontaneous rides. Seasoned riders value that quiet dependability more than fleeting trends or inflated specifications. Number 1. Honda Navi. There is a certain kind of freedom that comes from spending less than $2,000 on a brand new motorcycle. No complicated financing, no long-term commitment. Just a simple machine that starts when you press the button and carries you where you need to go. The Navi answers that call in a way few modern motorcycles can. Around town, the Navi keeps things uncomplicated. Twist the throttle and it moves forward without clutch work or shifting. For riders who have managed manual gearboxes for decades, that simplicity can feel like a welcome change on short trips. It is light enough to roll in and out of tight spaces and small enough to fit in garages already crowded with larger touring machines. Practicality, not pride, defines its purpose. Freedom remains the lasting theme, reinforcing that thoughtful design and practical engineering can outlive trends, allowing experienced riders to stay engaged on two wheels without chasing size, flash, or unnecessary complication. In the end, it is not about horsepower, bragging rights, or the newest display screen. It is about trust in the machine beneath you, confidence in your own judgment, and the quiet satisfaction of riding on your own terms. The Honda Navi produces approximately 7.8 horsepower from a 109 cubic centimeter air-cooled single-cylinder engine, delivering 6.7 pound-feet of torque. It features a front disc and rear drum braking system, supported by a telescopic front fork and rear shock. Curb weight is 236 pounds. Seat height is 30.1 inches. And the starting price is $1,999. Years in the saddle shape perspective. Simplicity, durability, and comfort gradually outweigh status or spectacle. Riders who understand that balance continue finding satisfaction in machines that serve faithfully without demanding constant attention. Prices rise, trims disappear, and the cheap new bike window keeps getting smaller. If any of these 12 Hondas surprised you, drop a comment and tell me which one you'd buy and what you ride right now. I read the comments because that's where the real ownership truth lives. Hit like if this list saved you time, and subscribe if you want more straight, rider-first breakdowns without the hype.